After the snow and sleet of practice, the track was completely dry for race day, and on pole position, number 4, Graeme Crosby. Alongside him, Barry Sheene and Kenny Roberts on their Yamahas, then Mark Fontaine on another Yamaha, and Bout van Dormen on the best of the Suzukis. And not having a very happy time on bike number 2, Randy Mamola, who had hurt his foot in practice and was going to have trouble on the push start. Always a push start in World Championship motorcycle races. They're off, the patter of tiny feet, and it was Barry Sheene on the John Blair Yamaha who made an absolutely fantastic start, straight into an immediate lead. And Barry is very keen to win in Austria, very keen to win the World Championship this year. After fighting second place in Argentina, it was Barry Sheene who got into the first corner first, ahead of Graeme Crosby, and in third place the Honda of Marco Lucchinelli, the world champion, who has switched this year to Honda from Suzuki. Honda coming back into Grand Prix motorcycle racing in a very big way in 1982. But Barry Sheene was soon opening up an impressive lead after the end of the first lap of the Salzburgring in this cleft of a valley in the mountainous area just outside Salzburg. A track Barry Sheene likes, a high-speed track. Sheene was on a square 4 Yamaha, but Yamaha had brought out a brand new V4 bike for Kenny Roberts. A lot was expected of that, but in the opening laps, Barry Sheene made all the running. Graeme Crosby there. Freddie Spencer, number 37, was going well on the second of the Hondas. Suzuki were having a pretty unhappy day in the early stages. Bike number 1 was Marco Lucchinelli. Barry Sheene made the early running, but then he had problems, dropped back, and it was Kenny Roberts who took the lead, with Marco Lucchinelli on bike number 1, the Honda, challenging hard. Graeme Crosby also well up in third place. Freddie Spencer going extremely well on the second of the Hondas. Suzuki had Franco Uncini as their best runner. Franco Uncini, the Italian who's in the Galena team, was trying to catch up with the leading bunch of 7. Kenny Roberts in mid-race was making most of the running, chased by the Hondas of Spencer and Uncini. Spencer racing at the Salzburgring for the very first time. Roberts, of course, the world champion 3 times, but Lucchinelli took it from him last year. And there is Roberts with Lucchinelli right behind him, and Spencer in third place. But Spencer was to hit engine trouble. A broken crankshaft put him out of the race. Barry Sheene, after dropping back then, had his engine come back on song, and there he is clawing his way back through the field, having retaken Graeme Crosby and Bout van Dormen. Mark Fontaine just pulling out of the race. But after half distance, Kenny Roberts seemed to have some problems, and it was Franco Uncini who came past the pack into the lead and started to battle with Marco Lucchinelli. And there you see them. Number 14 is Uncini, never won a 500cc Grand Prix. Suddenly Marco Papa came a real perler, the Italian sliding down on the track, but amazingly, relatively unhurt. He shakes his head in disbelief. The marshals rushed up, picked up his damaged bike, and Marco Papa walked away from that high-speed spill. Franco Uncini was still leading, and Barry Sheene was starting to carve his way back up the field again. And in the closing stages, it looked as if it was either going to be Uncini or Lucchinelli. They were absolutely neck and neck. Barry had Reggiani in front of him, but he crashed on the last lap. Bout van Dormen was in 5th place, still going well. You see, Uncini took a look behind him to see where Lucchinelli was. These two men don't like each other very much. Quite a needle match between them. And could Uncini stop Honda having their first victory for over 15 years in a 500cc Grand Prix? Well, there was a lot at stake as they raced up to 150 miles an hour, and when they came to the flag, it was Uncini winning his first Grand Prix. There was no sign of Lucchinelli. He'd crashed, believe it or not, on the last corner, and we waited, and 5 seconds behind came Barry Sheene in 2nd place. In 3rd place with the V4 Yamaha, Kenny Roberts. 4th was Graeme Crosby, and 5th, Bout van Dormen.
So another close finish. Franco Uncini winning this one on the Suzuki in a time of 39 minutes 47.2 seconds. Barry Sheene only 5 seconds down in 2nd place. And Kenny Roberts of America also on the Yamaha, as was Barry Sheene, nearly 14 seconds down on